Hello Sam and Sally, and thank you for coming in today. I understand you recently left Kodak and wanted to make sure you were in good shape as far as retirement goes, is that right? Yes, that's right. I was with Kodak 34 years and was downsized this past February. I'm sorry to hear that. I know in this economic climate it happens all too often, but that doesn't make it any easier. It also does not make it right. Well, I'm confident we'll at least be able to have an intelligent conversation about your situation. Oh great, I know they made changes recently to their SIP fund and I wanted to know more about that.
I am so glad I don't have to worry about 401ks, I have a New York State pension. Don't get me wrong, I hate unions and organized labor. But I'm sure glad I have a pension. Although I vote against it, I will gladly take it.
Alrighty then. A pension is a great asset to have and will help you meet your retirement income goals. As far as your Kodak SIP fund, you were correct that they changed the one fund that everyone seemed to use, the fixed income fund. Yes, it used to be called Fund D and produce returns of over 13% per year. After Kodak started running the company into the ground, they couldn't sustain that anymore. After their bankruptcy, they just did away with it completely. I loved that fund. I would sometimes think at night of how brilliant the people are that ran the fund. I wondered at what they might look like in real life. Actually, it is a common misconception that the fixed income fund was well run and that's why it had those returns. In reality, it never produced a loss because the fund was able to purchase what's called GICs, or guaranteed insurance contracts. These were contracts issued by an insurance company that gave them a certain rate of interest on that portion of money. This way, if the underlying asset fell in value like in 2008, you wouldn't see a loss in the fund. Stable value funds have diminished over the last few years because interest rates are so low they cannot issue new GICs with attractive rates. That's why they did away with it. It actually had nothing to do with Kodak's bankruptcy. It was just bad timing as far as the releasing of the change.
I think Obama did it.
Honey, I don't think he's infiltrated Kodak yet. It would have been nice if he bailed us out, but I don't support that kind of thing for anyone else. That would be socialism. Of course not. Why would you do that? I completely understand your position. When you go through a traumatic event like a layoff, your emotions can cause you to think irrationally. Now onto your SIP plan. The best possible thing many people do is what's called an IRA rollover. That way you have more freedom to do what you want with your money. With the deletion of the stable value fund, there is no material benefit to staying in that plan anymore. I'm not sure about that stable value thing you're talking about, but the SIP has always had a solid return and I'd just assume stick with it. Sam, I know in the past the fixed income was a solid fund, but there is nothing to stick with it. It's gone now. Well, the new fund looks promising. It's a short-term bond fund with a great track record. Sam, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but that is not a track record. It is a simulation of what that kind of fund may have returned over that time period. It is not a guarantee of future performance. Well, it still looked good to me. So does reality. It's pretty and shines light on everything. If I told you that you could own that same fund inside a personal IRA where you had more control over the account, what would you say to that? I would say that sounds good. As long as I don't have to move it out of SIP.
Mr. Advisor, you have to understand that this fund is like the Matrix. He is scared of unplugging from it for fear of what lies ahead. You say there are no more guarantees. That may be true, but we are hoping if we choose to ignore you, then it won't be true.
I see. So basically you were saying you understand what I have been saying? And that you choose just not to acknowledge it for fear it might be true. Yes. And that the new fund must be good because it is being offered by the old fund. They are good and trustworthy, and you are not. It is becoming clear that you were not the president of Kodak. At the beginning of the conversation you said you did not trust Kodak and they were not good. Remember, they laid you off. Hello? Earth to Sam. This is reality. Come home. Because of the wonderful things he does. La 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 la.
Do you charge a fee?
No, you fucking moron. I work for free. That's why you don't have a chair. I'm trying to save money so I can attract more stupid people like you so I can work for them for free. Free? That sounds expensive. Of course it does, Captain Fund D. Please take your crazy out of my office. I would wish you good luck, but that's not possible for someone with your limited intellect. Well, thank you very much. We'll have to think about that.
Do you handle 403Bs too? I would like put mine into the Kodak SIP Fixed Income Fund.
Get the fuck out of my office.